Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel, Black Chronicles 101, episode 3, and today we're going to be discussing the art of moving on from jobs. Because you never know, you just never know when it's time for you to go. You just don't know. But one thing you don't want to do is overstay your welcome anyway. So you never know when it's time for you to move to a job, but I would say that you should assess your current position at least every 2 years. Are you still happy? Do you still want to continue in the same position? Do you still want to continue in the same organization? At least in every 2 years, you should assess the position that you're in. And so one of the pointers I will give you is that you need to look at your long-term personal growth strategy as well as your long-term career growth strategy. So your career growth strategy is the easy one. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Where would you want to work? What is like your ultimate dream job? And at what time frame you would like to be doing that job? What I mean by long-term career strategy is what is your ultimate goal for your career? Where do you see yourself? Do you see yourself as a CEO of a company? Do you see yourself as an MD of a company? Do you see yourself as senior management? Do you see yourself as just admin? Do you see yourself as like mid-management? Where do you see yourself? What is your ultimate goal for working? What is your ultimate goal for obtaining a degree? For working in this current organization? What do you want to do for yourself in your career long term? That's what I mean by long-term career strategy. So once you've established that, you need to decide whether or not your career is still on track. For example, you want to be in senior management in 5 years and you're currently a junior person in your organization. You know, careers take long to grow and you've been there for 5 years. And in 5 years you want to see yourself in a senior management position. If you have been working for 5 years in the same job and you are projecting to see yourself in the next 5 years in a different position, then you already need to start working towards that position at this exact point, at this exact time. So what I mean is that if you've got a 5-year plan to be in senior management, you really need to know what the requirements are for that position. You need to go to LinkedIn, you need to go to PNet, you need to go to careers.com and look for people already in those positions and establish what qualifications do they have, what career path did they go through. Did they start as a junior manager, move to a move to a manager position in 2 years and move to another position? You need to track and sort of like see what the average number they stayed in a certain position in order for them to be able to advance to a senior position. So you need to do your research, find at least 5 people in different industries, in different management roles. So you need to find 5 people in management roles that you are aspiring to be in and look at their career track and their career path. When did they start and how long it took for them to get there? What skills did they have to get? What technical requirements did they have to, what qualifications did they have to get? All of those things are important. For example, you want to work as a marketing manager at F&B, go to LinkedIn, check what qualifications the marketing manager has, look at your qualifications and try to align. The whole point is that you need to align to whatever position that you aspire to have long term. If it needs a university degree, you need to go get that university degree. If it needs a certificate, you need to go get that certificate. If it needs community service, if it needs for you to have 5 years experience, or whatever it is that you need to get in order for you to be that position, you need to already start accumulating while you're building up yourself to get to that position. And that's very important that you become aware. You know, as many, they might not be your friends, but you need to know exactly who is doing exactly what you want to do in your career. And you need to follow that person. If you find one, it's cool. If you find 2, it's even better. The more people you find that are in the career path that you aspire to be in, you need to find those people and follow and see patterns in the roles that they take and all of those things in order for you to build yourself. Whether it's going to be for a position internally in your organization that you are wanting to get, or it's another position outside, but you need to balance your life, you need to study the game. That's what the people say, you need to study the game. So if you want to be a senior engineer at ESCOM, you need to go find the person who's already the senior engineer at ESCOM and check what they did in their lives. Check the previous managers that had the same position. The whole point is that if you're trying to improve your life and you're trying to improve your career, you need to do the groundwork. And the reason why it's important for you to always assess your current position and your long-term position is to make sure that you don't lose time in the process, because it's easy for someone to get consumed for such a long time in their current job that they forget what their long-term job is. You can't start as an intern and stay as an intern in the company for too long. Intern is probably 2 years max, and then you move on to another position. And then you get to a junior position, and after 3 years you have to move to another position. It's called progression. If you stay in the same position for too long, you don't progress. And the worst thing about staying in the same position for too long is that you don't progress, in your career, but also it impacts your life financially. People that stay in the same position for long periods of time end up earning less, way less than people who move with their careers. So do not stay in the same position for too long, because it's going to ruin your earning capacity long term, but it's also going to ruin your long-term career strategy. Unless you want to stay in the same position for long. So this conversation is not for you if you want to stay in the same career for long. But always assess your career every 2 years. Never get complacent. It doesn't matter how great or fantastic your company is, there's always greater and more fantastic out there. Definitely assess your current position in 2 years with regards to your long-term strategy and move forward. Get the skills that you need. Get the skills that you need in order for you to advance. We're not going to talk about the politics that are around people getting higher up in management, getting more. We're not going to talk about the politics that are in every corporate about how you get ahead, but we are going to talk about the fact that you need to assess yourself individually as a person, assess your long-term strategy, assess your current position, and get the technical skills that are needed to advance yourself. Research the people that are in the positions that you aspire to be in and learn their patterns and assimilate those patterns to your patterns. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next episode. Signing out.